Bonjour, bienvenue à Djibouti, or welcome to Djibouti. Today on our trip through Eastern Africa, we're going to look at one of Ethiopia's neighbors, Djibouti, in all of its French and Islamic culture. Let's go. Thanks to the French occupation of the area until 1977, the main language of the country still withheld as French, but there are small Islamic languages throughout the country that still span out. The form of currency in Djibouti is the Djiboutian franc, which is very similar to the French franc, which is no longer the form of currency in France, but it was the form of currency in France. And as you can see, there are large sums of money on these amounts of francs because the currency in Djibouti is kind of inflated. But now it's stapled to the American dollar, so it's not losing any value as of this point. It is very low in value, though.
Djibouti is very important in the sense of trade, considering they help out a lot of guys with their trading and stuff, including Ethiopia. Oh god, Ethiopia. Love it. Hello, Ethiopia! Need another bailout again? I'm sure you do. But we're not here to talk about Ethiopia, we're here to talk about Djibouti. But Djibouti is a very important stop on most trade routes. But they're also an international refueling port! Woo! Yeah! Sadly, their Speedy Rewards cards are not taken. Djibouti is also home to many foreign military bases such as Camp Lemonnier, or Lemonade, or however you say it. It's something like... However much I say their trade is, their service sector is obviously bigger, accounting for 79.7% of the GDP. For those of you that don't know, that's a big darn number for GDP. They do export vegetables and fruits agriculturally, but it's not a very big part as much as the service sector, which is their largest darn part. Yeah. In 2013, the GDP of Djibouti was $2.5 billion, which was fairly good for the area. I'm not gonna point any fingers. What's that, Ethiopia? You need another bailout? This joke is already getting stale. The port of Djibouti is the most important trade port in the country, accounting for 70%, count it, 70% of the country's trade altogether. What's that, Ethiopia? You want to trade dirt for gold? What do you think we are, Somalia? In 2011, Djibouti was named the 177th safest investment country in the world, which is obviously, if you can't tell, not very good. So they're trying to fix that in the recent years. Yeah, thanks.
Definitely not as safe as this choo-choo car. Woo! This is safe.
Yeah. Another issue that they've been trying to tackle in Djibouti is the 60% urban unemployment rate, which is big and bad and evil, and it's climbing, and they're just trying to get through those stairs like a fish up the waterfall. Better take your waterproof phone back! Woo! Ever since these efforts have started, Djibouti has increased their efforts to make a telecommunications infrastructure. That way I can call my mommy. Hey there, Mom! What do you mean I'm talking to you on a phone that's 10 years out of date? This is... bunk! Though at least their fishing and agriculture departments have both grown since 2008. Thumbs up from Patty! They are currently building a 56 megawatt power plant, which is slated to be completed by 2018, with the help of OPEC, the World Bank, and the Global Environmental Facility. Had to read that off the list. Currently, they are a large exporter of salt because of their proximity to Lake Assal. Salt is a very big part of the desalination project that has been slated to be completed in many, many years. They're just trying to get like us all. Be nice and fresh, just like this water here. This has quite obviously created a lot of jobs. A lot of jobs. Tackling a lot of the unemployment that was in the area, making it a lot better. Djibouti, with the help of China, is currently trying to build an ore terminal area so they can better export ores and minerals and stuff like that so they can make themselves a lot better. Woo! Time to talk about climate of Djibouti. Woo! Why am I dancing? In Djibouti, rainfall is pretty sparse because it's arid and semi-arid in most parts of the country, which is amazing because it's such a tiny country that I'm surprised there's a difference between arid and semi-arid. Djibouti can be divided into 3 physiographic regions, including the Northern Mountains, Danakil Depression, and Grand Barra. Correct me if I'm wrong with those, but I think I'm okay. Mountains mostly cover the area that is bordered with Ethiopia and Eritrea, but yeah. Southern Djibouti, on the other hand, is quite desertous. Yippee. Don't forget your water. You might die of dehydration. Ooh. Now it's time to talk about the culture! Djiboutian attire reflects the region's hot and arid climate. When not dressed in Western clothing, such as jeans and a t-shirt, men typically wear the makawi, which is a sarong-like garment worn around the waist. Among nomads, many wear a loosely wrapped white cotton robe called a toby. It goes down to the knee. So, if you ever want to go to Djibouti, wear a blindfold, because you don't want to see that. A common thing with women is a shawl to keep themselves for their faith of Islam, because that's a big thing here. Islam. Another thing about Islam is that it accounts for 94% of the religion of Djibouti. The other 6% accounting for Christianity. Yeah, Islam's big. Maybe it's because of their proximity to the Middle East. It may have something to do with that. Whoa. Well, as far as a lot of their stuff in their culture, it's very much affected by Somalia. In a lot of their culture, like, music is very Somali with their lyrics and stuff. Yeah, Somalia. Yeah. Somalia, would you quit it with your folklore about the anarchist llama? What? Who ever heard of an anarchist llama?
Poetry is also a very big part.
Woo! Djiboutian cuisine consists of a mixture of Somali, Afar, Ethiopian, Yemeni, and French cuisine with some additional Asian, especially Indian, culinary influences. Local dishes are commonly prepared using a lot of Middle Eastern spices, ranging from saffron to cinnamon.
No, but seriously, it's like French mixed with Middle Eastern mixed with Northern African food. Just remember that, yeah.
Well, that's all from me. I hope we had a good time watching this. Ah! No, but seriously, if you didn't have fun watching this,
I will come to your house and
and shower you with this water! Oh man, I got water all over me. Au revoir! Oh, that's the only French I know.